course, with Pastor K. Walker is this whole idea of the recovery ministry. And I think that Pastor Walker, we've talked about, and we've talked to you on a number of occasions, but we've never had an opportunity to really get into the motives for the establishment of such an organization and some of the things that might be associated with it, and how you're planning on really developing that into an organization that can be of greater service. But before we get into a discussion of this organization this morning, Reverend Walker, let's see if we can have you to talk about, give us some information. And as we know, and as you know, you're no stranger to our audience this morning, but perhaps there might be a few individuals who might not know you. And so let's talk about your background, your education, and some of the things that motivated you in a real sense to think in terms of establishing this recovery ministry.
All right. Well, first of all, Dr. Haney, let me say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come on the show. And my name is Kelvin Walker. I was born right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Of course, I attended the public schools of Nashville. Went in the Navy, spent time in the Navy, not long in the Navy. Had a kind of turbulent younger life. Did a few studies at Tennessee State University. Didn't get a degree or anything. And also did some courses at Tribeca East Campus prison program. Did that while I was incarcerated in the Tennessee State prison system back during the 70s and early part of the 80s. And that kind of brings me to where I am today. That, you know, my background, Dr. Haney, is actually what creates in me a passion to do what I do. And, you know, just to say, you know, the Hands of God Recovery Ministries, we found was a ministry that was birthed into me back in 1987. Now, what happened was, Dr. Haney, prior to 1987, I was a drug addict. I had spent 17 years of my life in active drug addiction, had spent time incarcerated in the Tennessee State prison system. But on August 24th, 1986, God just divinely intervened in my life. I wasn't anybody special. As a matter of fact, I had been shooting drugs all that day. And he intervened in my life, and not only did he break the bondage of the drug addiction in my life and that negative lifestyle, but at the same time, he called me directly into ministry. And at that point, I went into like seclusion for about 3 months, and all I did was just feast on the Word of God and just get my physical health together and everything. And that's all I did. And then God had put a calling on my life to form a ministry that would impact the whole of society. You know, and that's where the Hands of God Recovery Ministries come from. Now, it didn't start in '87. I got so excited about the idea, the concept, that I ran downtown, got me a state charter, and didn't do anything with it. And when the ministry I actually opened up my first recovery house in November of 2002 and got it chartered in the state of Tennessee in July of 2003. But in the Hands of God Recovery Ministry, basically